Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're here with Lanique, who is our esthetician, and Doris, who is our model. I'm Dale Janni with Image Skincare. And what we're doing today is trying to familiarize everyone with the process of peels. There's a lot of mysteries behind peels. Is it going to make my skin peel off, or is it very harsh? And so we're going to do a series of 3 peels. Every couple of weeks, we'll be checking in and doing another one to make everyone feel comfortable today. So what we're going to do is take the first peel today, which is our hormetic lift, and it's just an enzyme peel versus a chemical peel. When we're doing peels, you can really accomplish so much more and so much faster than if you're just using topical skincare. And so a lot of people may be afraid to jump in to do them. We're going to show today how it's really simple and easy it is. So first thing what we're going to do is have Doris and Lanique start. So the first step to the hormetic lift, which is just enzymes, is just to wash the face. So while she does that, we'll talk a little bit about the things you can do with peels. So any kind of hyperpigmentation you have in your skin, my goodness, you can really lift it off much, much quicker doing a series of peels. Aging skin, sun damage, oily or acne, you can really help with that. I see someone else has joined us. If anyone has any questions during this whole procedure, feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. I'm happy to try to answer them for you. So she's in the process of just cleansing her skin right now. And we do this just with our ageless cleanser, which helps to exfoliate. What we want to do to prep the skin for any peel is clean it and exfoliate it so that either the enzymes or the acid we're using gets a nice even penetration. So you'll see it's really quite easy, and it's quite a relaxing procedure to have done. So she's cleansed it and just going to remove it with a nice hot towel. The other questions people have is they want to come in and do one peel and think it's going to solve all the problems. And I always like to describe a series of peels. It's like going to the gym. Can you go to the gym one time and get in shape? No. Same thing with your skin health. Doing one peel is not going to solve anything. It's going to work much faster than topical skincare, but it does require a series. So during our whole little experiment here, we're going to do one now. We're going to go to a next stronger level peel in 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to do an even stronger one. So after she's cleansed the face here, make sure it's clean. The next step is to use a degreaser. So it's a simple solution of like witch hazel. And what it does is it removes any oils in the skin. And we want to do that because we want to make sure that it evenly penetrates the skin. And sometimes oils will block it. We want it to get a nice even penetration. The enzyme peel we're using this morning is called hormetic lift. And it's the fruit enzymes of pineapple, papaya, and pumpkins. So very nice for just balancing the skin out. This is the lightest all of the peels that Image offers. So this is just a starting step. And you're not going to get the classic peeling or skin coming off. So we've degreased. So the next layer is to actually apply the peel. And you'll see Lanique is just using a nice brush, and she's going to brush it on everywhere on her face. If you're here in person, you would see how it smells just really, really good. All of the fruit enzymes.
It's refreshing. It smells refreshing.
Yes. The rest says it's very refreshing. Some of the things you might feel with the enzymes, not too much, but you feel just a little bit of tingling on your face, a little bit of activity. So one of the things, whenever you're getting any kind of feel, we're always checking in and saying, you know, how does it feel? What do you feel on your face? This is amazing. That's great. Particularly when you get into the stronger peels, Liddy will be looking at the face and making sure that it's nice, even. If your skin gets a little pink, that's great. You know it's doing its job. But as we look, we want to look for any kind of red spot, anything like that, that shows that it's a nice even penetration. So we've got a nice layer on the whole face. And once that's on, we're going to keep it on for 5 minutes. So start the clock, and for 5 minutes, just relax. She'll probably do a little massage here. So while she's relaxing, we'll talk a little bit about a series of peels. So like I said, one peel is not the solution to everyone's problems. That's why we're going to start adding at the spot here, series of treatments. And depending on what skin, issue that you're trying to address is how many peels that you have. Most of the time, it's a minimum of 3. You might need 5 or 6 if you're dealing with ear hyperpigmentation. But there's really nothing we can't solve with chemical peels. Funny, I work with a lot of physicians and spas, and lasers, in the last 10, 15 years have really taken over. They're quite an expensive procedure, but there's almost nothing we can't do with a series of peels that physicians do with the lasers. It just takes a little bit longer using the peels. So, like I said, aging, kind of the fine lines, wrinkles, skin elasticity, pigmentation, any of that sun damage, we can lift right out. And you'd be amazed at, even in myself, I went to a conference recently and they had a picture of the same person with wrinkles on their face or pigmentation issues, brown spots from the sun. And what do you think aged you more? It's not the wrinkles, it was the pigmentation. And using the series of peels, we can lift that out. Best thing to do is prevent them in the first place. So especially when we're talking about that, we have a lot of sun here in South Florida. We really, really, really need to wear sunscreens. The best anti-aging ingredient there is good old-fashioned sunscreen. How does that feel on your face, Doris?
Fabulous.
Is it tingling or it's no burning sensation?
Nothing. It feels like it's hydrating my skin.
The enzyme peels, the fruit enzymes are doing all the exfoliating work. And you ask, why don't I, if I want to lift pigmentation, why don't I just start with a strong peel? You have to start at the beginning and work yourself up. So that's why we're starting today with this. And then 2 weeks when we come back, we'll jump up to an acid peel versus an enzyme peel. And the next time after that, we'll jump up to even a stronger acid. So you can't skip the steps. Your skin has to adjust to it. This is my favorite part of the whole process. Is a little massage.
So relaxing.
So we use different acids for different goals. So you've probably heard some of the words before. Glycolic acid, that's the acid that we use for aging. That really helps with wrinkles, fine lines, things like that. when it comes to sun damage or lifting spots out of the skin, we use lactic acid. Lactic acid does a better job of brightening the skin and lifting the pigment out. And then if we were dealing with acne or oily skin, we'd use salicylic acid because it does a better job with that. So we can just fine tune them, and then we use increasing levels as we go along.
So can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
In between the peels, what products do you recommend I use?
So she asked me what products do you recommend to use in between the peels. So it's important, there's some prep work to do before you do the peels, and it's just stopping any kind of retinols or retin A or anything like that before. And then immediately after, you don't want to use any kind of harsh acids or retinols for about 3 days after. When you're doing the light enzyme peels, there's not much, it's not very harsh on the skin, so you can resume your normal activities or skincare a day or two after. Now, when we go to the stronger peels, then you have a little more restrictions on, maybe it's 4 or 5 days that you need to be careful. The one caveat is you must wear sunscreen. Be very diligent about it and stay out of the sun immediately after a peel. If you have to sign a release form saying you're going to stay out of the sun. If you can't commit to staying out of the sun for at least 3 or 4 days right after the peel, then you shouldn't have the peel done. I know it's hard here in Florida, but we're really going deep into the skin, and you don't want to cause more damage by being out in the sun right after a peel, because we don't want to harm you any more than help you. As far as lifestyle restrictions, have at it. You can still go, you can exercise, you can do pretty much anything. There's no restrictions. All right.
I think she doesn't have a question, maybe.
Okay. Question? Does somebody have a question?
Yes, for somebody, can you hear me okay? For somebody with rosacea, can you continue on to even a stronger peel after the enzyme?
So that's a great question. So rosacea, which is the red in your skin, you're really going to have to be more careful. Our signature lift, which is fruit enzymes plus vitamin C, plus a lot more things to hydrate your skin, is wonderful for rosacea. If that's the goal, is to treat the rosacea, we're probably just going to keep you then at enzyme and not proceed on to the more harsher acids.
Okay, thank you.
We've seen a lot of before and afters where somebody's had a lot of rosacea in their skin, and they just did a series of 3 or 4 signature lifts, which is our enzymes with the vitamin C, and it really had a great benefit. So much so that I'm glad you said that. That's the whole basis for Image Skincare in our company. Our founder and owner, Janni, she had rosacea, couldn't find anything to treat it. Her husband, being a plastic surgeon and chemist, came up with the special vitamin C serum to treat that, and it worked so well, they started selling out of office, founded a skincare company, and 18 and a half years later, Image is the best-selling skincare line in the entire world for professional grade skincare. So quite a story background, but it all started with rosacea.
Thank you.
So after the 5 minutes now, she's removing the peel. And the peel, when we see it, it comes in a nice thick gel. That's another nice advantage to Image Skincare's peels. A lot of peels are very liquidy, so they have to really protect that it doesn't run into the eyes. Our peels are put into an organic aloe vera gel, so it stays right in place. You don't have to worry about it running where it shouldn't run. So as she removes it, and we just water water to remove it, that'll neutralize it. So we're always gonna ask, do you feel any other activity, anywhere?
Nothing, I feel great.
Okay. So if she feels no more activity, then we always end with a serum. So she's gonna use some of the hormetic serum since she had the hormetic lift. And serums are always have high concentration of the active ingredients, and hormetic is all just to balance the skin. So let's just put it in the serum. This feels very nice and soothing. And the last step after that, which is very important, is we always end with, you guessed it, a sunscreen. Particularly right after we want anyone to go out in the sun without having the sunscreen protection.
Oh my God, this smells so good.
So you can see this whole mystery of peels or seems scary. You see how easy that is? It's the same steps, no matter what peel you use. It's quick, it's easy, and it will accelerate your skincare so much more than if you were just using topical skincare alone. So all of you out there who've got pigmentation issues or aging issues, and you've been trying every skincare product under the sun, I really recommend a series of peels, because that's going to get you to your goal much, much quicker than otherwise. So as I said, the spa is going to be adding peel series to the menu. And we can step right through them from light enzymes to level 1 acids. And for example, for aging, it goes from a 25% glycolic acid to then a level 2 peel is up to 40%, just stronger of the same acid. And then finally, the strongest that we have is called our perfection lift. We call them perfection lifts because you don't have to tailor that peel to with the condition, because it's the perfect peel for aging, it's the perfect peel for pigmentation, perfect peel for acne. Perfection lift is just wonderful, and you do need to work up to it. So as we check in a couple of weeks, we'll check in with Doris. We'll get her feedback on how she did with it. And thank you so much for doing the service. It looked comfortable. I'm ready to get under there myself and get that massage. So again, thank you. Anybody? Any other questions? Go ahead.
See you in 2 weeks.
Okay. No other questions. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, and we'll go to the next level, which then we'll switch to acids. So thank you again for letting me come into your place. Ask questions at the spa if you want to book a series of peels. Thank you.
Like that sun protection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.